Yeah, maybe because you touched on it now, maybe you can switch with this conversation
Okay.
to your life and your diagnosis. One question we have is, how long did it take you to put a name on your disease?
Okay. I was diagnosed with when I was 3 years old. So I don't remember
Yeah,
much
makes
of
sense.
it, but my parents I had told me lots of things about that period of time. They were really, really, really lost at the beginning because anyone were telling them what was happening or what was happening to his daughter. They um, they started when I was born and I started growing up, like when I was 3 years old. Um, all the kids of my surroundings were walking and they had started walking. I wasn't. I always was like stepping on the floor and searching for any walls to try to stand up, helping by the walls, and they noticed something strange. So they started to asking doctors and all that process that is really long, and they literally received the diagnosis from the doctor like this. I'm going to tell it
Sure.
as it was. He told my parents that I had a Charcot-Marie-Tooth, and that more or less when I get 13 years old, I was going to be on a wheelchair. Then they have to have it on mind that more or less on that age I would be on a wheelchair, and that there wasn't much that we could do, only swimming
Mhm.
and going to a physician. Anything else? They didn't um, they didn't tell them anything about what is Charcot-Marie-Tooth, what it affects. So my fathers did what the 90% of the parents do: search on the internet and
Yeah.
tell and try to see what it is. And what my father saw, what image of, for example, feet or legs were on the internet, they got really, really scared because
You get
they
like the worst case scenario, right?
yes, they were really surprised, and they didn't expect it that to be that way. But they had since that moment they have never, never, never stopped searching for new ways of treatment or new ways to, for example, improve the generation to be as far as it can be.
And how old were you more or less when your parents told you you had Charcot-Marie-Tooth, or did you find out yourself? How did that go?
Um, I don't remember any conversation, like serious conversation, where they had to tell me, okay, Olivia, you have this illness. It was like when I was growing up, I started to notice that I couldn't do what other kids could do. For example, I don't know, jumping or playing any kind of games, running, or I struggled a lot with going upstairs.
Mhm.
uh, so I started to ask myself why other kids can,
Yeah.
and I cannot do this. Like I didn't understood, and I was at first like really upset. Like I didn't understand it really good, but my parents, as I said before, anytime that I asked them, they made me conscious of what was happening, and they always told me like, "Okay, Olivia, you're different than other childs, but that doesn't mean that you are worse or anything. You can ask for help to others. In the rest of your life, you will know other people with the same disease
Yeah.
as you, or others maybe." So when I was young, it was a little bit difficult for me because I remember in school, that is where I spend it most of the time during the week with my classmates. I remember I was like not upset, but a little bit sad sometimes on, for example, moments as physical education.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
other kids that they could play football or yes, play one with each other, and I couldn't do this. And you know that kids sometimes are a little bit, I don't know how to say, like cruel. I think I'm
Yeah,
saying
they pick on you, they bully you, maybe.
yes. Yes, not. I think not as serious as bullying, but they had been sometimes during my life some moments of
Yeah, I think like kids making
yes,
ignorant comments, maybe
yes.
something like that.
They sometimes made fun of me because with CMT it is really usual to have like a characteristic walk, you
Hmm.
know, and they always like made fun of me because of that, like all my life. Not always my classmates, but it happens to me nowadays also with people I don't know. Like for example, when I go to a party with my friends
Hmm.
and they see me how I walk, lots of people, it is going to be really funny, but lots of people ask me if I'm drunk.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yeah, lots of people, and also there are other comments not that funny because I had really struggled with that situations because maybe 1 year ago, not that far, I struggled a lot with telling people. Like I was really scared of people don't want, like if they rejected me
Sure.
of my illness or that kind of situations, I was really embarrassed, and yes, I was a little bit, I don't know how to say it, like I was scared about knowing new people, and that they made fun of me again or
Yeah.
anything. That was a difficult moment, but nowadays I don't really care what they say. Like
Well, yeah, you're doing an interview right now, so
nowadays, I don't really care about that because I think um, it is a normal thing on these ages. Like they make fun of me of how I walk, and they will make fun of my friend because she has I don't know, short hair, and they will make fun of the other person because he has glasses, and that's it. So
yeah.
it is like people don't. I think that in these ages they don't really have that empathy that when they grow up. I hope they start to have more empathy with other people because you don't know if in any point of your life you are going to be on that same situation by, I don't know, having an accident, or maybe your child or anyone, any one of your family or from your friends.
Hmm.
So nowadays I am like more open to tell it, and if I get rejected by someone, like he loses more than me.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I explain it well, but yes, I'm more. I think of my illness more in a way more positive than
Yeah.
before.
And how do you see your future? Do you have a plan for your career, or do you adjust the kind of jobs that you're interested in, or are you basically looking for ways to make a seemingly challenging career path possible? How do you see your future plans
Yes.
regarding your
So
illness?
okay, the next year, if everything goes as I want, I will be going to university. I want to study international relations. So I hope that in the future I hope to be working on what I like, that is fighting for people's and human rights and making people's life easier and happier. So I really hope to be working on that. But I have also sometimes planted that question in my like myself. But for example, a couple years ago, I wanted to do a totally different university career. But for example, I wanted to do something related to medicine.
All right.
But I thought, like, for myself, you are going to be, because if I went to the medicine to the medicine works, I wanted to be a doctor. So I thought to myself, Olivia, you're going to be walking like 8 hours a day. You cannot do that. Like, you're not it's obvious that I would I could have any kinds of helps. Yes, of course, but I would have to. I will be really, really tired, and I wouldn't. I It would have been impossible to me for dedicate myself to that career. So I also decided, like, I was thinking, okay, there are maybe other options that you like and that you have never thought. So I was thinking, you also like fighting for human rights and discuss with other people about any, for example, politics or any that kind of things. So I thought myself, okay, I think that way is easier than the other. So yes, I adjusted my career path to make my life easier. I know that in the future I will face some challenges, because not all the like for example, not all the places are adapted to disabled persons. I usually have many problems by going out, for example, with my friends and having stairs to go inside any shop or any place we want to go. So I think that they will be the same problems, like a
Yeah.
struggle with stairs, with non-adaptive places. They will not have maybe I don't know, an elevator or that kind of problems. But yes, I have adjusted.
But it's not the same as indeed walking 8 hours
Yes,
per day. That's
yes,
it's
yes,
manageable.
yes.